Call now.
Come on, answer. Thank God. Where have you been? I have been trying to get in touch with you for hours. Well, that's because I am. Listen, everything that we have been working for is about to go up in smoke. Gavin Kruger came by Walsh the other day. No, he's not going to blow the whistle on us, but the problem is Kirk Anderson. Do you remember how I told you that Kirk checked with Harvard and didn't find a Jameson on the list of Kruger scholars? Well, yeah, so did I. I thought I'd covered my tracks on that one. But wait, Lucinda tells Kirk this morning that Gavin came by to see me because I was a scholarship recipient. No, not a single word, but he hasn't taken his eyes off of me all day. It's been driving me crazy. I had to come up with this excuse that I wasn't feeling well just to get out of the offices. Well, I can't stay out of the office indefinitely. Because Lucinda has got this meeting in Des Moines with the DeWitt Board of Directors, and I'm the one who's done all the legwork on the account, and I'm the only one who can bring her up to speed on it. Can you hold on? I think she sent somebody out. Kirk, what are you doing here?
We need to have a little talk.
Tomorrow night would be perfect if you can both make it. Well, are you sure you can get things ready in that time? Well, yes, I don't see why not. Tonio's having it catered from the Lakeview, and all I need to provide is a guest. Would you excuse me for a minute? I'm going to phone Franny and make sure that she and Larry can make it tomorrow night.
Sabrina, if it's inconvenient for some of the others tomorrow night, you know, we could always try to make
No.
another...
What's most important to me is that you and Mother can be there. Thank you, Father. Well, how can we say no?
Dinner at Tonio's. I just wish it didn't mean so much to her.
Who was it who said that falling in love is what happens to two people who don't know each other?
I don't know, but I don't agree with that, do you? That's certainly not true in our case.
Well, at lunch today with the two of them, Tonio made a great show of his affection for her, and there was a lot of talk about his going to Dr. Michaels.
Yeah, the best that therapy can do is to help him break old habits and patterns. I don't know that that's enough in Tonio's case.
How did your session with Matt go today?
More of the same, analyzing feelings that used to come naturally between us. I really think that all this analyzing had a lot to do with what happened last night.
You know, it was just one night. We've been under so much pressure. I mean, that's the first time that we've been together since...
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but overhearing. You said you were from St. Mary's Convent in Winston-Salem? This is a very strange coincidence because my wife went to that convent school. I'm wondering if maybe you might have known her.
Well, I've only been there a few years, and I didn't teach at the school, so it's unlikely that I would have met her.
Angel disappeared right after her father was killed here. It is terribly important that we find her.
Sister, I could tell that when I mentioned my name that you recognized it. Is Angel at the convent? Please.
My office is looking for her as well. If you have any information as to her whereabouts, you need to tell me now.
Ah, Angel. Good. You're just in time to join me for a cup of tea.
Thank you, Reverend Mother.
There you are. I saw you out on the grounds at your favorite place, but you were so deep in thought I didn't want to disturb you.
Yes, I've been praying for guidance every minute I'm here.
I hope you've been finding some answers.
Well, I think I found one this afternoon. You see, I realize now that hiding out here isn't going to solve my problems, so I've come to thank you and to say goodbye.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Ivory Liquid, where clean and soft go hand in hand.
stars just in from Hollywood. Pull up a chair and watch the show. Starring my hands, the greasy casserole dish, and the ivory liquid. You know, ivory's a bazillion times better than that other stuff. Yep. Ivory cuts the grease. Cleans like crazy. But ivory doesn't dry my hands. They don't feel rough. See?
Ivory liquid, where clean and soft go hand in hand.
You know you get your good looks from me. You?
She's not right. Nope, nope.
No.
Wait. She's the one.
Amazing eyes.
Let's book her.
That's the model. She forgot her eyes. Nothing makes eyes materialize like CoverGirl Thick Lash Mascara. The Lash Builder brush transforms lashes with super thickening color without clumping. For lashes so thick they won't believe your eyes. Amazing. Wear Thick Lash and see your eyes redefined. CoverGirl, redefining beautiful.
When you don't get stains clean on the first try, you may end up with rags. You should try Era Plus, with the plus of built-in stain removers for the power to get many stains out on the very first try. It's Era Plus. For Elf.
Haven't you talked to your wife since she disappeared?
When I spoke to her last, she told me that she was fine, but she wouldn't tell me where she was. She spoke to her brother Barkley. She said she knew that a man named Virgil Cartwright had been arrested and brought back to Oakdale. I heard you say he's your brother. There's got to be some sort of connection.
If you have seen her, you know how fragile she is emotionally.
Finding her may be helpful to your brother.
Why?
Do you know where she is?
I'm the one that you talked to the morning that you called, but I had no idea your wife was staying with us then. Our Reverend Mother was one of her teachers, and so she came there to ask if she could stay for a while to help her through this difficult time.
Is she still there?
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
but what does she have to do with the charges against my brother?
I'll tell you on the way to see him. Come on.
I pray that I've done the right thing. And we'll take care of her, won't
Yes,
you?
yes, we will. We will.
I have to go to her. You want to come with me?
Yes, I do, but I don't know if I'm the best person. I think you should take Iva. She trusts her more than anybody.
That's a good idea. Come on, let's go talk to Ivan.
So what happened to that big smile on your face when you came into my office?
Oh, I don't know. It just disappeared when I saw Lucinda sitting there. I'm not one of Lady Bountiful's favorite
Lady
people.
Bountiful, Well, join the club. There's a lot of us.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, we were just talking about your ex-wife.
Really, what about her?
Well, she came by today to postpone the fundraiser, the tour, the dinner party, because she is going to Des Moines to some business trip, and she doesn't know if she'll be back in time.
Well, she wants to get a head start on her competition, which in this case happens to be her own daughter. Is Lily flying out there, too?
No, Sean is going. Lily's staying here to be with Holden and Caleb, you know, because Caleb jumped bail and went to find Julie in Seattle, and oh, it's a mess. But the good thing is that Jessica's back on the case, so.
Julie's still stirring things up.
That's right.
Thank God I don't have to worry about her and Andy together anymore.
Would you rather finish our coffee out in my office?
No, not unless you're uncomfortable.
I was thinking of you.
Let's get back to your session with Matt. I know it's private, naturally, but I can't help but be curious. Did you mention anything about the fact that Susan was part of our problem last night?
We went through that pretty thoroughly.
Well,
Oh, hi, Grandfather. Hi, Tim. Hi.
Oh, but I dropped over here. I wanted to see Iva. We had to finish up our auction business and get that settled.
Oh,
but I ran into my darling. Yes.
I was right over there.
I know. I saw her when I came in, but she looks like she's busy, so.
Would you like to join us, lady?
Yes, I would.
Oh, I can't.
Really, you can't?
No, I want to try to spend some time with my father. I mean, he's been so busy that since I've been back, I've hardly seen him.
Ah, well, when you see him, tell him his mother would like to hear from him every now and then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, it's Sabrina. She's on the telephone.
Oh, listen, I should warn you. Sabrina is going to give you and Ralph an invitation to dinner at Tonio's for Tonio's portrait to be unveiled.
Oh, Lord. Well, of course, Ralph works for the man, so he has no choice. But I'm not sure I really am up to facing an invitation from Tonio just yet. Oh, by the way, I just talked with Jess, and she told me that I just talked to Duncan. He's disappeared. He's gone off to heaven knows where. He's trying to make some sort of link between Tonio and James Spenbeck.
Well, don't mention that in front of Sabrina, for heaven's sake.
Oh, well, I wouldn't.
Must be kind of difficult, I guess, huh? You know?
What am I supposed to do? Check the cafeteria every time I want to come in here for a cup of coffee to see if Bob is here? Well, at least now that he's back with Ken, maybe it'll be easier. At least we all know where we stand.
No more bad news, I hope.
No, it was just Ellie looking for Kirk. So now that you know the whole story, what should I do? Pack my bags, resign, get the first bus out of here?
No, but this does explain a lot of things I never understood, primarily why you put this job ahead of everything else in your life. No, my suggestion to you would be to get out of those riding togs, make up some excuse for Lucinda's benefit. You didn't feel well, you had to go to the... Why am I writing this scenario? You're the master of deception. I'll see you back at the office as soon as possible.
Wait a minute. Wait, you think I'm crazy? I'm not going to sit around and spend the rest of my days at Walsh waiting for you to pull the rug out from under me.
Well, I gotta hand it to you, Jameson. You're in no position to make any demands whatsoever, but you come out punching.
It's a conditioned reflex.
Well, relax. You don't have to live in fear that I'm going to blow the whistle on you. Just work hard and make Walsh Enterprises even bigger and better.
Why?
Because you and I are going to get along even better from here on in. Now, get your butt into the shower, make yourself beautiful, and give Lucinda the best briefing of your life so she can go out and snag DeWitt for all of us.
All right, but since I've been honest with you, I think it's only fair that you tell me what's in this for you.
All in good time.
It's important to keep your promises. If we promise it replenishes your skin in a flash.
It does.
If we promise tiny lines diminish on contact.
They do.
If we promise it's very much like the essential fluid in young skin.
It is.
So it penetrates instantly to help you look younger.
It does.
It has to. We believe in keeping our promises. Oil of Olay. Original and sensitive.
If your doctor has recommended Metamucil and you like the results, but you don't like those glasses of thick liquid, change to FiberCon. Get the same fiber action in easy-to-swallow tablets. Get doctor-recommended FiberCon.
Cutting back on sausage? Try new light sausage from Swift Premium Brown and Served. 76% fat-free, 100% great taste.
Hey, I got my sausage back.
New light sausage from Swift Premium Brown and Served.
And toast with butter, sir. Oh, yes. Do you have Philly?
Miss? Miss?
In preparation for landing.
Could I take that now? And please pass me.
It's not just the taste. Philly cream cheese also has ounce for ounce half the calories of butter or margarine. Next time, butter your bread with Philly instead.
The tense world of a hostage negotiator.
Get down, he's got a gun.
I wondered what would happen if I said the wrong thing and somebody got killed.
Top Cops, tonight.
Bad day.
Hey, Barbara. Yeah, it started out bad. I was just trying to call Kirk. I needed to talk to him. Actually, I think maybe work would be a good thing and keep me busy.
I know exactly what you mean. Great. You want to go to my office, then we'll get started? Oh, sure. Okay.
Who's back from New York?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hello. You know, I never would have known that you'd gone to New York if Lily hadn't told me.
Well, I was only gone a couple of days anyway.
It'd have been nice to have got your phone call.
I didn't think you would be interested in run down on all my hot dates. And I did manage to get some work done, too.
Oh, well.
I was just looking at the pictures and resumes he brought back for the Strico spokesman. You want to take a look at them?
Yeah. I need to finish this meeting with Barbara, and then I'll do that, okay?
Hey, is there any news on Caleb yet?
Yeah, there is some news, but it's not good. He jumped bail. He went to Seattle to look for Julie, so now he has to sit in jail until his trial starts, so it doesn't look good.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. I put some calls into Kirk. Will you just have them transferred to me? I mean, as soon as possible, the minute he calls.
Do you want to try to call him one more time before we get started?
No. I've looked everywhere. I don't know where he is.
Wonderful.
Well, what do you think Ellie was upset about?
Oh, I don't know. She just really had to get in touch with Kirk. I don't know.
Something to do with Caleb, I suppose.
I guess so, probably.
How's Emma taking all this?
Not very good. I mean, she was the one that had to admit to the police that Caleb jumped bail and went to Seattle, so she's upset.
I wish there was something I could do. I mean, I have all this time on my hands now. My kids are old.
You don't sound very happy about that.
Well, I'm not unhappy about it. After all, Andy has got his head screwed on straight for a change. He's not drinking anymore, spending a lot of time with Courtney. Margot's got her hands full with a new baby. Duke seems pretty happy going back to New Jersey with Leanne. Anyway, so here I am, you know. This middle-aged guy with, I hope, a few good years left ahead of me. Funny, I always thought I'd be sitting by the fireplace with Lucinda during this time, you know, but I had to get out of it.
Well, I'm sure she would, take you back if you had any regrets.
Oh, I don't. You know what I regret the most in that marriage was that she could never trust my love for her. She could never trust anybody else's love, you know. So here I am, a little past middle age, free agent.
You know, I know a lot of men that would really, really love to say that.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so, or maybe someday I will.
Antonio.
Hello.
Mother, Lisa, and the father have all agreed. We can have the unveiling tomorrow evening.
Ah, wonderful. I think you'll all be impressed with Sabrina's work. I'm sorry I'm late. My therapy session with Dr. Michaels went a little longer than I expected.
Well, I do hope it was productive.
Well, these sessions always are. Have you ever tried therapy, Lisa? Idle. We just found out where Angel is. I want to try and bring her back. I want you to come with me.
Well, when?
Right away. There's a commuter flight in 45 minutes to
no, hold on. I
Winston-Salem.
can't just pick up and leave. I
Listen,
can't.
if you want to go, go ahead. I'll explain it all to Rex.
Lisa, I want Sabrina to come by Fashions later today and pick out something nice for tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a very important night for all of us.
You got here faster than I expected. Edinburgh's my hometown. I know all the shortcuts from the airport. What's the plan? I have Max Gilder on his way from Switzerland. He is an expert at dismantling security systems. Now, he's going to get us into the Kendall estate and blow up the vault in the basement if necessary.
How do we know that the lady solicitor in Kendall's office was on the level when she said there was a vault?
I can always tell when a woman's lying, especially a beautiful woman.
I see. I gather you pretended to be more than just a prospective client.
Well, I did need to know if Kendall really was out of the country. Listen, can I get you a drink before Max arrives?
Whiskey, just as it comes.
McKechnie, I need your word on something. Now, if we do find proof of Stenbeck's connection, I want time to get to Canada and personally confront Terrell before we turn...
Absolutely not. I'm not giving Terrell a chance to warn Reyes before I can get to him.
Now, either I have your word, or Max and I go back to Switzerland and we forget the whole thing.
I don't think you're going to back out now. This proof is as important to you as it is to me, or you wouldn't have come this far.
Try me.
Let's talk Seals and Reynolds Crystal Color Plastic Wrap. Sure, it makes things more creative and fun for your family, but it also seals tighter than the leading brand. A lot tighter. Reynolds Crystal Color Plastic Wrap. It seals as good as it looks.
Can you imagine winter without Campbell's chicken noodle soup with real noodles come straight from the pot, not a powder. Campbell's Real Chicken Noodle Soup. Real chicken, real broth, real good.
Yoo-hoo! It's me, Mr. Potato Head, your old pal.
High school knows who's been tickling funny bones for almost 40 years. Mr. Potato Head.
And I'm still as appealing as ever. Appealing, get it? My funny faces have brought smiles to millions of faces. Looky there.
Let your kids in on the fun with Mr. Potato Head's Bucket of Parts and Super Silly Bucket of Parts.
I'm still a hot potato.
Do certain women possess a beauty secret you do not? Yes. DuPont Certified Stainmaster Luxura Carpet. It's richer, it's thicker, and it's Stainmaster. Exclusively DuPont.
The man from the past.
My father's been dead over 20 years. He was killed in an accident.
Could his return from the dead lead to his murder again? An all-new Murder, She Wrote. Then, a family faced with tragedy struggles to put their lives back together.
We'll make it through this.
Richard Chamberlain stars in a true story of courage. Aftermath, Sunday.
Northern Exposure, coming soon to CBS.
The guard will bring your brother in shortly.
I still can't believe what you've told me about the charges against Virgil. Believe me, Mr. Hughes, my brother...
I'll be at the police station if you'd like to stop over when you're finished.
Thank you. Now, Virgil, this has got to be a terrible mistake. Why would Barclay Lang accuse you of trying to abduct his sister?
It's true. Her husband's family was brainwashing her against her father. And Henry Lang was a good man who lived for his children. He only wanted what was best for them. I always did what he ordered me to. We trusted each other.
Virgil, did Mr. Lang also order you to frighten another young woman named Lily?
The DA told you I admitted to that. He was lying.
No. The DA said you denied that charge, but is it true?
Henry Lang was always good to me. I won't turn on him now that he's dead.
But, Virgil, you have got to tell the truth for your own sake.
A couple of gentlemen out here to see you by the name of Lang. But they have to see the DA, so they wondered how long you're going to be.
This is important.
I'll wait outside.
Sorry we didn't get down here before, but there was so much to take care of after Dad's funeral.
Sure, I understand. Thanks for sending your father's lawyer down, though.
It was the least we could do. Dad always thought the world of you and will always appreciate your loyalty to him.
He was a fine man. One thing his lawyer said worried me a little.
What was that?
He said Barclay's testimony could be pretty damaging to me.
I don't think that you have to worry about Barclay. No, we'll see to it that Barclay isn't a problem for you or for anyone from here on out.
Wonder what he wants. I'll give a ring. Listen, I don't know how long I'm going to be tied up here. I'll just transfer my messages here. Yeah, I can see you did that. She just walked in. Thanks, Annette. Nice surprise.
Yeah, hello. I was hoping you could go on a coffee break with me.
Well, I would love to, except I have some people coming in from Chicago that I have to question. If you want to hang around, we could perhaps do it later.
Oh, could I stay and watch the questioning? It would be a real good experience for your daughter.
No. It's a rather sensitive subject. I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh.
In fact, this is one of them now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go bother Mac, and then I'll come back.
Please do.
Excuse me.
Hello, Barclay. Thank you, Murphy. If I need you, I'll give a holler.
Okay.
Have a seat. I may call a stenographer in later. I'd like to question you in private first, if that's not a problem.
Sure.
Some information came to my attention that might explain why Caleb took a gun to your father's hotel room.
What sort of information?
Well, I was told that your father had been abusing Angel since she was a very young girl.
Caleb tell you that?
I was also told that you were aware of this abuse. Is that true?
Would it help his case if it were?
Well, you know, we're really just after the truth right now at this point. So, hi. I'm really not ready for you. If you guys would like, you can wait in the squad room.
Well, we thought that you may want to question us all together.
We all want the same thing.
Just to see Dad's murderer behind bars.
Richard, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I had no idea you were here. You remember Miss Hughes? Of course. It's nice to see you.
And you. How are Deanna and the children?
Oh, very well. Thank you.
Well, I so enjoyed visiting with you in Toronto. Please say hello for me.
Thank you. I certainly will.
I'll leave you to your business.
Aren't you forgetting something? Richard, I have good news. Sabrina and I are making wedding plans. Why is that good news? Richard, respectability. I thought that was your middle name. I hope your visit here means you brought me a check. I have the check. That's not all. I have some disturbing news. My contacts at the Swiss banks tell me Gavin Kruger's been asking all kinds of questions about my special account. Well, I doubt he'll get any answers. Kruger's a powerful man. He has influence in high places. Well, Richard, what could he find out? The accounts are in your name. That's the way Stembeck had Kendall set it up. Checks and balances, so if one person falls, everyone else goes down with him. I'm well aware of that. But I wish I could reach Kendall to warn him. Well, why don't you give him a call? He's in South Africa. His office said he'd be back later tonight. All right, so you'll call him in the morning. Richard, I don't understand your anxiety. After all these years of handling Stembeck's money, I should think you'd have nerves of steel by now. I might, if it weren't for Kruger. He wants my electronics firm, and I'm afraid there's nothing he wouldn't do to get it.
This is it. The gauge is over the top.
You have to blow up the wall?
No. That would undermine the entire structure. Usually these things have a hidden device somewhere along the floor. If we're lucky, it might be right here. Looks perfectly innocent, doesn't it?
Didn't I tell you Max was a genius? Now, with a vault that size, Brandon Kendall must have a great deal to hide.
Well, let's hope he has what we're looking for. Can you blow the door off that vault, Max?
Maybe. But, might take some time. It's a bigger job than I thought.
When you compare chicken to chicken of the sea tuna, it's easy to see which one has more fat. Chicken of the sea tuna, half the fat of chicken.
Doctors measure back pain by how far you can bend. Extra Strength Stones is made for back pain relief with an ingredient these pain relievers don't have. Stones makes back pain go away. Extra Strength Stones, made for back pain relief.
I thought my husband Dan was perfectly healthy, but the doctor said his cholesterol level was 218. So we changed to a healthier diet, including no cholesterol Mazola, America's leading corn oil.
In a clinical study, a low-fat, low-cholesterol diet, including Mazola, reduced cholesterol an average of 17%.
Did Dan's cholesterol come down?
You bet. 100% pure Mazola corn oil. Together, we're beating cholesterol.
Come on and lose that weight, get your body slim. Lose yourself in the shape. You gotta...
Dynatrim, the weight loss plan from the makers of Centrum. Just blend for a delicious shake. Blend longer for a creamy mousse. Or freeze it for a frozen treat. Come on, lose yourself in the taste.
More delicious ways to lose it. Shake it, freeze it, creamy mousse it. You've never been so thin. Introducing Dynatrim. Lose yourself in the taste.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment.
Saturday, let's get to court, sport. A hoop dispute lands Buck in Kareem's court. You smack him and let's get on with it.
My pleasure.
The Buck stops here.
Then Lenny's pop takes a powder.
Dad, this is crazy.
Can Lenny bend the rules to get him back?
I guess this is a bad time to mention my tattoo.
All Saturday.
This is CBS.
Channel 2 seems to me to be always the most accurate and trustworthy.
Action news is
I like it.
relevant and it's
Action
meaningful
news
to me.
means investigative reporting. It's digging up stories that no other...
We can never forget who we're talking to. Men and women who put in a hard day's work, come home, and need to know what's happening and how it affects them.
Digging a little deeper behind what was said and exposing that.
When time is needed to develop a story, we're the station that'll most often say, take that extra time, get to the bottom of it. It's important to our audience.
Norm's Restaurants. Tender sirloin steak and succulent shrimp. Complete dinner. Only $5.99 at all Norm's restaurants. Coming to the Great Western Forum for 9 spectacular shows, March 6th through the 10th. Tickets at all Ticketmaster locations. Channel 2 welcomes peace in the Persian Gulf.
And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Well, Barbara, your new line is great. Let's just hope your trip back from New York isn't as exciting as it was the last time, right, Paul?
How was your meeting? The meeting was just great. Those ideas are terrific, and now if I can just get the collection finished, it'll be fine.
Well, maybe it'll help to know that you have quite a big fan in Gavin Kruger. He called. He was concerned about you, and he sends you his best.
Did he say where he was calling from?
No, he didn't. And, well, he wouldn't, in fact. But he did say if things go as he hopes, he's going to be back in Oakdale soon. Could I have 5 minutes with you guys on Strickco?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll say goodbye. Well, it'd be nice if you stopped by and saw your little sister. See you all later. Bye.
Hello. Hey.
Hi, I've been trying to find you all day. I've left you messages. Did you and Connor get Lucinda brief?
No, all the plans have changed because Lucinda has to give a deposition this afternoon since she may be away for Caleb's trial, so she wants to work tonight instead.
Do you know if that includes Connor?
Connor's the star. She's the one who knows DeWitt inside and out.
Oh, I guess our dinner plans are all thin.
Hey, if you want to go call her, I could use a second along with Ellie.
No, it's no rush.
When I was leaving the office, I think she was headed home.
Okay, thanks, Kirk. Hey, listen, Paul, you guys want to get started on
Yes,
this?
yes. Why don't you go into my office? I'll be there in a minute.
Okay, great. So you liked everything?
Yeah.
We found Angel at a convent outside of Winston-Salem. Yes, and Holden and I are on the way right
Oh,
now.
well, this is great news for Caleb, right?
Well, yes, it is, if we can convince Angel to tell the truth. Keep your fingers crossed.
All right, yeah.
Thanks. Oh.
What's wrong? This has got to make you feel better, right? Right?
Yeah, it would make me feel better if I hadn't done what I did today.
What'd you do?
I told Tom Hughes about Henry Lang abusing Angel.
So, we talked about that. I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah. Caleb's furious with me. Jessica seems to think that I've given Tom Hughes Caleb's head on a silver platter.
So, how did the questioning go?
Well, I didn't get the confirmation I was looking for, but someday when you're a lawyer, you'll realize a lot of people have a lot of different reasons for holding back the truth. It just tends to make your job a bit more difficult.
Yeah, that must be frustrating. Now, so, when does the trial actually begin?
Well, now that Jess is back on the case, we can start jury selection tomorrow.
Well, that's sort of strange. I mean, you and Jess are so close, and yet you can argue the case from completely opposite viewpoints.
Well, honey, it just happens all the time. You have a responsibility to your clients. Unfortunately, in my case, I never get to choose my clients, so I have a responsibility to the people who elected me.
Yeah, even if you have to prosecute someone you know, though.
You're starting to sound dangerously like Margot. The evidence in this case happens to be pointing to the fact that Caleb probably is guilty. The most important thing is that the truth comes out.
Even if you lose?
Honey, that's how our legal system works, and I would love to stand here and talk to you about it, but I really got to get to the office. If you like, you can walk along.
Yeah, sure. Oh, here's an idea. If you're back in private practice by the time I get out of law school, what do you think of Hughes and Hughes and Hughes?
Well, that sounds good to me.
Well, I like all three dresses.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I will have them sent over to the studio and put into your dressing room.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, my dear, don't you think I've been good?
About what?
Not asking how things went with you and Bob last night.
Until now.
Kim, I couldn't help but notice at the hospital that, well, I felt that things didn't work out quite the way I'd hoped, and tell me I'm wrong.
Listen, I've been meaning to ask you, are you satisfied with the wardrobe credit you're getting on Heart of the City?
Very satisfied. I think you should realize, Kim, there's a period of adjustment here. Do you?
I know.
All right. I just think it's a shame that every time you go to the hospital, you have to run into Susan. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you and Bob could go away and have sort of another honeymoon? Honey. Yeah.
The thing of it is, when we got back, Susan would still be here. You dig it?
Hello. Oh, hi.
I'm sorry, did I interrupt something?
It's not. How was your meeting at M&A?
Oh, it was all right. Ellie's a little distracted, what with everything with Caleb going on. I managed to see my son for 10 seconds, and he obviously could care less.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi, darling.
Have you managed to...
I certainly have. I've put away some pretty dresses for you. In fact, I'm going to bring them in here. You can try them here.
Well, I'm going to walk out with you. I need to get back to the studio. Listen, did you want me to stay? No, I'll surprise you tomorrow. I like making my own choices, but thank you.
All right, John.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Hey, Barbara, how are you? Coping. Thank you. I don't know how you'll feel about this, but I'd like to invite you to Tonio's. We're unveiling his portrait tomorrow evening, and most of the family will be there. You haven't gotten it yet, have you? I don't want to be in the same room with Tonio Reyes. Well, I know that that's been your feeling in the past, but sometimes family and friends are more important than holding a grudge against someone who's honestly trying to put the past behind him. I feel very sorry for you, Sabrina. You were obviously very infatuated with Tonio, and no one understands that better than I do. I know how charming and how persuasive he can be. I hadn't planned on telling you this before, but You had an affair with Tonio when he was married to Sierra, I know. He told me. And he regrets it as much as you do. He's really covered all his bases, hasn't he? If you mean, has he been completely honest with me, yes. I wish I could help you. I do. But I guess you'll just have to find out like every other woman who was foolish enough to sleep with that snake.
All right, here's some lovely possibilities for your very special evening.
Look, America's favorite cat box filler now has baking soda right inside. New Tidy Cat 3 still fights odor 3 ways, but now it's even better. With all-natural baking soda encapsulated in every piece, new Tidy Cat 3 works hard to absorb, deodorize, and leave a clean, fresh scent.
I knew you'd like it.
New Tidy Cat 3 with all-natural baking soda for the tidiest cat ever.
Fisher-Price knows how much kids depend on their toys to be there for them, day in and day out. So we make everything, from our skates to our fun hydrant, tough enough to survive the kinds of days kids put them through. Which means the Fisher-Price toy they play with today will be ready and waiting for them to play with tomorrow.
I'm a big kid, look what I can do. I can wear big kid pants too.
Pull-ups, disposable training pants from Huggies. They go on like underwear and protect like a diaper, even overnight.
And I can pull them off and on.
When your child is ready, there's nothing like pull-ups.
Mommy, wow! I'm a big kid now.
Hi, Matthew. It's Connor. No, I'm feeling much better, thanks. Listen, if Mrs. Walsh comes back, would you let her know that I've gone for a quick ride and that I will be in the pool house? Thanks.
Are you just trying to call me?
No. Why?
Well, when were you planning to tell me that we couldn't have dinner?
I'm sorry, Link. I'm such a coward. I was going to call your mom's place later and leave a message that I wasn't feeling well.
Why?
Because you're always telling me that business is more important to me than personal commitment, and I just really didn't want to prove you right. I'm sorry, this can't be helped, but, you know, things are going to be better after tomorrow because Lucinda's going to go away and my time's going to be more my own. But I have to work late tonight, and there's not a damn thing I can do about it.
Hey, is there something else that's bothering you?
No, I just have had a really... I'm just really tired. And sometimes when I'm feeling this way, I start feeling like I just don't have what it takes.
To do what?
To do anything. Everything. I don't know. God, I really hate that you're seeing me like this.
Hey, it's okay. Come on.
I'm gonna go take a ride because that always helps. I'm gonna go before it gets dark.
Wait.
Holden? What's wrong?
I keep thinking that maybe if I was more sensitive to Angel's needs, maybe a lot of this could have been avoided. I'm her husband, for God's sakes. I should have realized that something is wrong. If I had, maybe Caleb would be sitting in jail.
Now, just stop. Now, you can't blame yourself. It won't do anybody any good. Now, you just have to remember that we're making this trip to help Angel and Caleb.
But, Angel, why tonight? Where will you go?
I really think it's better if I don't say where I'm going. That way, you won't have to lie in case anyone comes looking for me. I'll get my things together now.
No, John, I wish you'd reconsider. Why don't you stay the night?
I think I'd better go now while I have the courage. I'll stop back by to say goodbye.
St. Mary's Convent.
Reverend Mother, it's Sister Dominic.
Oh, sister, I'm glad you called. How did you find your brother?
I don't know. I'm very worried about him. I can't believe it, but the young woman that he's accused of abducting is Angel Lang.
Oh, no. How can that be? No, there must be some terrible misunderstanding.
No, Virgil admits it. And there's more, but I'll wait to tell you when I return. I thought Angel ought to know. I crossed paths with her husband at the police station here. I had no choice but to tell him where she is.
Oh, my. I really don't know what to do. She wants to leave tonight. She's preparing to leave right this moment.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. Her husband says that she's in a very precarious emotional state.
Say you're a countertop. Which would you rather be cleaned with? Soft scrub cleanser with Clorox bleach, which cleans tough stains without harsh scratching, or this scratchy powder with... Oh, wise choice. Soft scrub with bleach, preferred by countertops everywhere.
Got a painful cold? Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves painful cold symptoms some others miss.
Everything feels better.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Relief for your painful cold.
Not long ago, these women would have shied away from these hugs. You would too if you were wearing a diaper. But today, Johnson & Johnson brings you the breakthrough. Serenity Guards. Bladder control protection so advanced you'll never need anything bulky again. Serenity holds as much as something 5 times its size, locking liquid into a gel that won't leak. That's proven protection. So give yourself a hug for discovering Serenity from Johnson & Johnson.
I hated them. I actually hated my hands. They were dry, so rough and dry. When my hands become my own worst enemy, I take care of them with 2 of these. It's Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion. It's more than just an ordinary lotion. Its unique therapeutic formula begins to relieve and heal my dry skin instantly. Yes, instantly. And that's a relief. Feel your hands. Do you hate them or do you love them?
Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion. Healing you can feel instantly.
The special on today's menu is fun with Jell-O gelatin ticklers. A to Z, make ticklers for you and me. Follow the recipe, accordingly you'll agree. It's the key, spells fun for you, spells fun for me. Now A to Z, make ticklers for you and me. My compliments to the chef. There's always room for K-E-L-L-O.
Dr. Dixon, I was hoping I'd run into you. I want to thank you for giving Duke the best going-away present you could possibly give him.
Oh.
You have to know how much it means to him to get your approval.
Well, I can hardly disapprove of Duke wanting to be with the woman he's in love with. So.
Yeah, well, I know how you didn't really go along with the idea at first.
Well, that's probably because I'm going to be living alone, and I'm going to be kind of lonely, but that's no reason for Duke to be.
Hey, guys.
Oh.
Listen, do you know where Susan is by any chance?
No, I don't. I'm on my way down there. I'll tell her you're looking for her.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Oh, oh, hi.
good to see you.
Oh, you look great.
Thank you.
You got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I heard that you were in New York.
Yes, I
working for
was.
Tricko?
I had a wonderful time with a model that I met. I could hardly drag myself on the plane.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen too often.
Why not? It was fun. I mean, don't you look at Oakdale as like this tiny little town now after being at school in the East?
No, in fact, I miss it.
No, not me. You know, I was considering moving to L.A. or New York, someplace with more action. What's the matter?
Well, I was just thinking how things have changed. I mean, you know, it wasn't too long ago when the two of us didn't feel very comfortable here. And now that... Well, it's just that, I mean, with my background, I felt like an outsider. And you felt like an outsider
Yeah,
because of your
that was a long
father.
time ago, though.
I know. Look, maybe. But I think we've gotten pretty close, and I want to be honest with you. I know how much you loved Emily. And whatever happened, don't let it make you lose sight of the things that were important to you.
Like what?
Well, like home, and family, and friends. You used to tell me how important these things were to you.
I know, and like I said, that was a long time ago. And now that I've done a lot of growing up, I'm really beginning to see what it is that I want out of life.
So, Richard, you'll call our Mr. Kendall in the morning, and you'll feel much better. Maybe. Richard, you seem to forget that Kendall has no more intention of going to prison than you or I. And after Stenbeck's death, the police investigated him thoroughly. They didn't find anything. There's another thing that worries me. What happens when Stenbeck's son decides to search for the vast fortune his father reputedly left? The will left everything to him. All that money in those Swiss banks is rightfully his. And who's going to tell him about it? You? No. But what if young Stenbeck somehow pushes Kendall to the wall? But Paul has made it clear he wants nothing to do with his father's money. Brandon Kendall must have had records somewhere of his old client, Lester Keyes. If those are somehow found... Richard, if there are some records, I'm sure they're not lying around somewhere where someone can find them. Kendall has as much to lose as we do. Maybe it's because I'm in love, but I'm feeling very confident right now.
All right. The explosives are in place. I'm hoping to blow the door out without damaging the structure, but there's bound to be some flying debris, so put your hard hats on.
Well, Kruger, if you should perish during this process, I would assume I'm free of the bloody promise you had me make.
And they say the Scots have no sense of humor. Max, are you sure you won't destroy the contents of the vault?
If my calculations are correct, there should be no problem, but I could make my first mistake.
Max has a sadistic streak or he wouldn't be in this line of work.
Move back. The detonator is set. Ready?
All right, get on with it. Press the bloody button.
Theirs was a love affair, a love of butter, stopped short by cholesterol.
I've dreamt of giving you this.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter is still the only spread flavored with real sweet cream buttermilk for a fresh butter taste, but without the cholesterol to spoil the romance.
I never thought I'd be swept off my feet again.
I can't believe it's not butter, the taste you love without the cholesterol.
Presenting Art Made Easy. New Pillsbury Swirl Frosting. The fudge swirl packet makes it easy. So easy to turn a cake into art.
Better yet, it's art you can eat. Nothing says lovin' like my new swirl frosting.
Days like this when I just want to cut all my hair off.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, your hair always looks good. I mean, really good. What do you use on it?
You mean shampoo?
Yeah.
Swab?
Swab.
Uh-huh.
Great.
What?
Meanwhile, I'm buying the most expensive things I can get my hands on.
You know, that sounds so much like
I
you.
know. What is wrong with me? You really like Suave best, huh?
I really do.
Suave. When you know beautiful hair doesn't have to cost a fortune.
Diners' needs are different, so Accutrim developed 3 different formulas.
I need all the help I can get.
Accutrim Maximum Strength.
I snack after 3 p.m.
Late Day Strength.
I'm hungry from morning till night.
16-hour. Accutrim. One is made for you.
How was your trip?
It's really good. You know, I'm starting to learn my way around New York. I haven't worked up the courage to go by the helicopter pad where my dad shot Hank Elliott.
Why on earth would you want to do that?
I don't know, to put some bad memories behind me, maybe?
Well, I guess that's always good. Did you, stop by today just to say hello, or was there something special?
Well, I did want to touch base with you. I hear that Gavin Kruger may be coming to town, and Emily may be with him.
She didn't say anything to me. But I'll ask her the next time, I talk to her.
Great.
Listen, are you happy at the Lakeview?
Yeah, for now. Why?
Well, the sublet is up on my apartment, and I wanted to take over Emily's sublet on the carriage house, if you don't want to move back in.
No, I'm all set, thank you.
Great.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Uncle Bob.
How was New York?
It was excellent. You know, I heard that you moved back home while I was gone. And Susan was just telling me that she may be moving into Emily's old carriage house.
Really?
Yes, I think I need a change of scenery.
So I am going to move out. I thought I might even try to take Blake Stevens' apartment now that Bob has moved back in with you.
You know, being away from you for even a short amount of time is getting harder and harder.
Me too.
Good. Well, miss, did you pick out a nice dress at Fashions?
Mm-hmm. Oh, darling, I'm so excited. Everyone's accepted our invitation. Except for Barbara, of course, but I suppose that was to be expected.
Well, I'm proud of you for having the courage to ask her.
And I'm so glad that you were honest with me about your affair. I wasn't taken off guard when she started to tell me about it this afternoon.
Well, I want you to know everything about me, just as I want to know everything about you. I think the only thing that would make me happier right now was if you were my wife.
I hope Kendall's as organized as he appears. What happened to Max? I thought he was going to go check the grounds and come right back.
Don't worry about Max. He can take care of himself.
Well, nothing under S for Stenbeck, but that would have been too bloody easy, wouldn't it?
Here we are. An entire section marked Lester Keys. Now, this may be just the proof that we're looking for.
Charles, I cannot let you leave on an empty stomach. Now, Sister Eugenia has set a place for you in the small dining room, and she'll serve you supper before you go.
I can't stay, Reverend Mother. I can't take the time, especially now that my husband knows I'm here. I'll never forget your kindness. Oh, my taxi's waiting. Charles, I wish I thought this week.
Me to be always the most accurate and trustworthy.
After this, it's relevant.